Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial, we'll continue with our Pandas series. So in this tutorial, we'll be looking at how to read data from a CSV file. Okay, so this is a continuation of our Python series, Pandas series that we began earlier. So if you haven't watched that series, you can go and check that playlist out. So in case you are new to this channel, well, my name is Prince. So this channel is all about Python programming and other stuff related with tech and programming. Okay, so let's get started on with today's agenda. So I'll just go ahead and show you how to read from a CSV file. So you just need to say I'm going to assign it to this variable called df, and then we need to say pandas.read and then underscore CSV. Okay, CSV. So read the CSV file. You can also read Excel file, and then you provide an Excel file in here. So you have to provide a string containing the path to that specific CSV file. So datasets, I call it iris.csv, CSV. So I'll run that, and I got an error because I didn't run this notebook since I last closed this. So you need to run this notebook every time you start it. So you need to run it, and then okay, now that error is gone. So now you can quickly go ahead and actually look at the df, and then I'll run this. You can see we have read in that data frame from the Excel from the CSV file, and you can see this is just like the data frame that we created by ourselves last time using dictionaries, but now we just have it automatically done for us just by reading using the read CSV file and specifying the CSV file. Okay, so now that is done, we can actually go ahead and actually see some few things that we can do after reading in a file. So we can just go df.head to inspect our file. So if you just do the head, it will return to us df.head, which is the data frame.head. It will return to us the five rows of the data set of our table or data frame. So if you provide in here a number, if you provide in 2, it will return to you just 2 rows. If you provide in here 10, it will return to you just 10 the first 10 rows of that data set. So there's also the df.tail. The df.tail will return to you the first 5 from the bottom. Okay, so you can see we have that from the bottom over here, and you can specify the number here as well. 20 to return to us the last 20, and then providing by default is 5, right? So we can provide in 4, it will return to us that last 4 rows within our data frame. So now that you have looked at that, let's also go ahead and look at the df.shape. So this just returns to us the number of rows and columns. So this starts with the number of rows, this is a number of columns. So there are 150 rows, but our indexing starts from 0. That's why we're getting 149 on this specific last row. So there are 6 columns. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there are 6 columns. So this is the number of rows, while this is the number of columns. Okay, so now let's also look at the data types that each row has. So just say df.dtypes. So this return to us the data types of each row. So the first row has a data type of int of 64. Okay, so you can see this is actually int. You can see the second one is a float of 64, and 64 float, and all of the others. And then we have the last column, which is object. So object just stands for strings. Okay, so non-numeric values. So combination of non-numeric value and textual values are referred to as objects data type in Pandas. So now also let's look at another a method that we can use to inspect our data. So this is the info. So the info will just return to us a basic info, for example the null values, the data type, and the columns, and so on, like that. So that's what it does. So it also returns to us the memory usage. So right now we are using 9.2 plus kilobytes, okay, of our memory. So now let's go ahead and actually look at another method. So this is just columns. So this return to us the columns that are within our data frame. So you can see we have these columns of the ID column right here, the sepal column, the species column. So these names are specified right here: species column, ID column, and so on. So that's how you can get the individual columns of your data frame. So you can also go on to another method, df.describe. So df.describe just gives you a quick brief summary of the data set that you have. So for example, it returns to us the count, like how many values are there, how many rows. It returns to us the mean, the standard deviation of each column, the percentiles, the percentile. So you can see this is the 25th percentile, the 50th percentile, and the 75th percentile. So it also returns to us the marks, the mean, and other values for each column. Okay, so you can see that the if you come to the sepal length in centimeters, the highest is 7.9 for the iris data set, and then the minimum is for 4.3, and then we also have standard deviations and other statistical data. So let's also look at well, one thing I need to tell you is that this only return the values of numeric columns, so the ones that are having int or float, and the ones that do not are having object data type and other data types won't be returned. So this will just work with ints or floats. Okay, so I hope that is clear. I mean, the columns that you get here are just going to be ints or floats. So now let's go ahead and actually look at the last method for this tutorial. So this is the memory underscore usage. So the memory usage, you can probably guess what it returns. It's just going to return to you the memory usage, how much memory each column is using. So you can find the index column uses 124 bytes of memory. So these are bytes, right? So you can get how many bytes of memory each use, and if you add all of this up, you get the total memory used by close to the total memory, I think, of the whole data frame. Okay, so now that's all I wanted to show you. So we have just look at how to read in a data frame from a read in a CSV file into a Pandas data frame, and be able to inspect and get just a general view of what the data actually looks like, right? So that's what we have done in this tutorial. So in the next tutorial, we'll look at some aggregate methods, like how to find the mean, how to find the marks, mean, and stuff like that, median, standard deviation, and stuff like that. So that's what we'll be doing in the next tutorial. So see you there. Please, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel and you're finding these videos helpful, please consider subscribing to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. So see you in the next tutorial.